Today we have a match, a really good match that will be going on between Trogdor and Ch0cman. And it will be getting going in just a little moment here. I'm a little bit late starting on commentary, but that's okay. We're still in time for the race. And we are off. And actually I caused myself sound issues, gosh dang. There we go, it's a lot better. So, these are actually, since last time, I believe the last match everyone has potentially seen was the match between Berlin Dude and Ch0cman. And that was the first match of brackets. So from now on, we will in fact be playing in the brackets. So every time that you're cheering for a runner now, you're cheering for them to keep going or the other guy to get knocked out. So any person that goes down today will be a permanent bye-bye to all of you. Well, they might still be in the chat, just not really in the tournament. So both players know what's on the line here. This will be a best of 3. And just gonna take a quick look at the brackets here, where these two players are at. Because some people got a skip for the start of brackets, and oh, okay. So actually, if either Trogdor or Ch0cman takes the, well, when either one takes the victory today, we do not yet know who they will be facing. They will face the winner of the game of double stop or 2-stop versus Ikaru 4. So they'll just have to do their best, and then they can throw some dice at who they're gonna be racing next. They see Gerbera showing that PBs are close. Sadly, I cannot see those in the bracket, but I'm just gonna assume that this man is right, as we see a very synced file drop and almost synced file grab to start off race number 1, while I was talking out of my butt here in the intro. Alright, that means we're gonna have a really nice start here. I hope they will stay neck and neck for a little while so we can have a very exciting race today. For people who are also trying to follow up really closely on the tournament, the speed of the tournament will pick up a little bit now. There was a bit of a stop in the matches as HEDQ was around, so people were less likely to schedule matches or anything like that. But now that that's over, you will probably see everyone return to practice and scheduling their games for the tournament, as they try to knock each other out for their sweet first place spot, which will net you a grand total price of not even a single penny, but like everyone's gonna love you forever. Isn't that like the best prize you can get? With that, we see that both players have started their climb toward the dash boots, since we're still going a little slow right now. And it seems like there'll still be pretty synced getting into here. Like Trogdor is the full half-second lead. Don't get fooled. Everything matters. Yes, it does. And with that thing, we get some fashionable new boots. They also make us go fast. So both players will be looking to execute a lot more speed strats now, especially the one that you call dashing. And because of a little mistake Trogdor had in the hallway there, Ch0cman actually takes a mini lead now. So very likely this race will stay neck and neck for quite a while, since most of the time the real decider in any percent that we see between players is going to be the Fortress. The Sigma Fortress. During the 8 maps, a lot of people stay neck and neck most of the time. They will have a bit of a gap maybe between them because of RNG being different or whatnot. But but generally speaking, people tend to execute 8 maps at a pretty similar level. We see here that Trogdor gets a bit of a better penguin, and that makes a little bit of a difference. But as far as the stage goes, both players were just tied, with only like seconds between them. Not even a lot of seconds, more like 1 or 2. And unless you... Ooh, Trogdor! Having everyone scared that he was gonna do clockwork there, and hovered Mammoth for a second, but luckily did not press the enter stage button, or he would have just... Well... taken a little detour. Probably if he had gone to Mammoth, he would have reset his console and passworded back in. Although Mammoth stage is not all that hard, so in any percent you don't really need special weapons to get through, but it would still lose you a lot of time on the boss itself. And Trogdor gets through the turtles nicely, no issues there. So passes up on Ch0cman a little bit again now. All of these little mini differences, getting slightly ahead or pulled back. And with that, the outside climb is starting. The outside climb being very intensive for everyone. It's difficult practice on your hands. And it's not so easy to execute. Like, anyone can climb up here moderately fast, but all of the good climbing strats and whatnot are actually in pretty small refinements where you will go and use double jumps. Ooh. Or cut little corners. Ooh. Trogdor having some issues there. Cuts it a little bit. Yeah, having some issues in his final climb here, but does make it up. You have to be a little bit careful. He's at 3 HP, so if he makes any mistake here, Ch0cman's gonna rip it to pieces. Which will be pretty hype. Because that means that Ch0cman would take a pretty big lead. So let's see what happens. Does he get the dance? Does he get the dance? He gets the dance. Does he not mess it up? He's not looking like he's messing it up. Ch0cman's playing it nice. Meanwhile, Ch0cman kills the Wanger. Trogdor still on that dance. Put on the right shoes when he got out of bed today. Ooh. Right! That guy does it like it's nothing. 3 HP, all I need. I mean, if I had 1 HP, I'd still do this just fine. And with that, we do have a little bit of a lead for Ch0cman, since, yeah, apparently the final section of Ch0cman's stage proved to be the final boss of the game for now. It is, in fact, even though a lot of runners make it look really, really easy, you really need to realize that this Ch0cman stage is so difficult. It's really stupid. Now, RNG Cave, we see Ch0cman getting one face to the stone, not one face to the stone, one stone to the face is what I'm looking for. And he's just fine otherwise. And by the way, Trogdor. Ah, he also gets a stone to the face. Ugh, dodges another one. Ooh, actually got a bit of a bad pattern there. Had to turn around, but avoided the drop altogether. So Ch0cman already going to the chameleon door, and Trogdor close on his heels. Oh, yeah, there we go. Freestyling that swamp, both of them, and getting right into the easiest boss in the game. I don't even have to joke when I say that. Oh, Ch0cman beefed a little boomerang there. Actually, being optimal in this fight is not that hard, but I do suppose if you get a little bit over enthusiastic, you might drop a hit here or there. Even though you have a fairly clear visual cue. This is why Trogdor actually throws multiple boomerangs. So if he tries to throw his boomerangs as tight as possible, to get his hits like ASAP out of the iframes of Chameleon. If he goes too early, then his second boomerang's still going to hit. It's actually pretty neat. And Trogdor? Oh, okay. Trogdor fell asleep for a moment there. Draw and forgot that he had to stage select for a second. So Ch0cman now running out even more. Okay, Ch0cman! No, you're supposed to ride the elevator. Well, I suppose there we go for evening of the race. Didn't think the elevator was gonna make a difference, but what do I know, right? This is what's always fun about races, because no matter what you do, you always gotta keep going. So, oh, look at those patterns being all messed up for Ch0cman now, because of that mess up with the elevators. Well, actually, it wasn't really because of that, because I do not believe that the patterns here are on a global pattern. They only spawn at a certain point in the stage. So it was simply his execution on the platforms themselves. So both of them right there at the Eagle door, and this race is bang on even again. The ship explodes, Eagle appears, it's almost a perfect sync, not entirely, but I mean, just imagine it was for the hype. Get hype! So far, no dives. What is this? Eagle, why are you not being an idiot? Wow! What? He dived left on both sides? Oh! More dives for Ch0cman. Oh, that was actually extremely similar RNG. It's like... Did someone script this? It looks a little bit scripted right now. Oh my, I see we have a lot of... I've seen this before, we have a lot of fans for Ch0cman here. I believe he is a Chilean speedrunner, and he sure brings all of his friends out here. You guys seem to be quite a tight community, that's nice to see. But hey, anyone that's rooting for Trogdor, I mean, don't leave your man alone. Trogdor is also doing the best he can. Everyone deserves to have some... ooh, Ch0cman takes a little long there. No big deal. Still carry on, and now we see Sam's hallway. Are we gonna see the good strats? We're gonna see the good strats. Oh. Perhaps we're gonna see the good strats slightly less than optimally executed, but that's alright. Ch0cman did take a couple bonks here already, going into Thunder Slimer, so he needs to be a little bit careful, since Thunder Slimer can be quite a butt. Yeah, he's not really giving him good RNG, but I guess, considering the circumstances here, with being semi-low on HP, that's not bad. If he gives you a better pattern, and he comes down, you also have a little bit of risk if he goes crazy. See, but players, ladders are fun. You get to drop down from them. Believe me, it's a lot more fun to drop down this ladder in these games than it is in real life. I do not recommend falling off ladders in real life. Tried it once, was not a good experience. Doctor told me be careful, you don't have a big bat to give you 1-ups here. It's true. You played this level on Cuphead. Does Cuphead have a level referring to this? I have not really seen much of that game. But if you did, then it's nice to see that people still make references to the Mega Man games. It's very cool. Nice. Actually, Trogdor took a hit there, and that allowed him to stay inside the manual hitbox to finish off, and he could be nicely in the middle of the screen as the explosion goes off, meaning that he does not need to make a little walk, which at the end of it isn't really costing you a lot of time if you're slightly to the left or the right, but I mean, I said it before as well, like, every little bit can count in these races, so... both players going the same route, actually. We've said many times during this tournament that Mammoth can be placed anywhere in your Final Four Mavericks. A lot of people finish with Mammoth, some people want to do him right away. It's really your own free choice, but apparently both of them are going to place him pretty late. But since you don't really see people running Mammoth 7th, I suppose it's gonna be Mammoth 8 for both of them. And with that, we're off to a little break here in the Dillo stage. A lot of minecart riding around here, leaving you hands-free in case you're having hands are sweaty mom spaghetti moments right now. Oh, Trogdor picking up a safety heart. I do not think I saw people take safety items yet so far, but Trogdor opts for this one. Can't blame him if you want to take. Ah, Trogdor! No! Well, he realizes that he is kind of forced to either backtrack for 30 seconds or just take this very tragic death. Yeah. That was a little bit silly. You could see there was a bird right in front of him, and instead of shooting it first and then, like, going on, he decided to just jump to the bird. That was a little bit strange, because he should have seen that coming. But, you know, who am I to judge? Perhaps on his TV there are some bugged pixels and he couldn't see it at all. But that does mean that, gosh, we're gonna have a really big lead for Ch0cman right now. He will probably be like, I don't know, 20 to 30 seconds ahead. And Trogdor does get good RNG, so Dillo is not gonna punish him even more after that mistake. And actually, you do have to say that Trogdor did make a very good decision there, because I think that it will take him longer to backtrack to the minecart than it is to just jump into the pit and then go back to where it is. I do believe it's shorter from the checkpoint to the cart than it is shooting your way to all of the miners and going back. So we do have to say that given the circumstances that he got into, he did make a good decision. I do have to acknowledge that. And with that, boat runners, as I said, we'll be going for Mammoth 7. 8. I can't count 8. Going Octopus on 7. Octopus is also a stage and boss that is not that easy in any percent, honestly. But they do have Sea Sting in this category, so Sea Sting makes really good work, quick work of the subs, which is pretty handy. And then, yeah, the Utoboros generally is not a big deal. We'll have to see. I think Ch0cman is a bit low on HP, so we'll probably check what drops he will get from the U2. And he does. And does he get HP? He gets a lot of HP. This is actually a wise decision. Octo can be a really difficult fight. So, sure. It's honestly a leaf for the best that he takes a little second to wait for the drops. Trogdor should be fine and have enough HP. He also grabbed some safety HP. Gosh dang, the coward. Safety items. And that all the way into the bracket. Who does that? Oh, and there we see Ch0cman getting drain. Now, he could actually jump into that drain and see if he can mash out of it. But at the same time, you have to think, what if I accidentally hit that infinite combo that Octo can do? Well then, well, you're gonna lose a lot of time getting your HP drained out all the way. So it's generally not worth, unless you really get way too many energy drains. And Trogdor actually a very beautiful fight. I don't think he even got any energy drains at all. So that's really good. Meaning he does stay on the tail of Ch0cman. Ch0cman ports into the Mammoth stage at 41. So I will take a look when Trogdor lands into the stage. So I actually have a good idea how far they are apart. Looks like 2, that means we're about 20 seconds apart between the two of them. It's actually not too bad. 20 seconds is easily a small mistake in the Sigma stages. So Trogdor is definitely not out of this race. And to be fair, 20 seconds in the Sigma stages are the smaller mistakes, like missing the file skip can get you a bit back, missing Leap of Fate can actually get you almost back. But if you make some bigger mistakes or take a death somewhere, you could take a major setback in the Sigma stages, so unless Trogdor opts into one of those mistakes himself, he has a very good chance of coming back. Yeah, it's possible that we're doing 3 races today. This is the first one. It's still a best of 3, just like in the group stage. The only game... Actually, I don't think even the finals of the tournament are best of 5, so... We'll just have to see how the runners perform and if they both show up enough to give each other one hell of a race, but so far they're doing pretty well. Both have dropped some time in their 8 maps. They're not running on their top tier times, I'm sure. And now they're just gonna go on to Sigma stages, and we'll see what they get in there. Ooh, Ch0cman here misses the leap of fate, so he needs to wait an extra cycle. This is not a huge time loss, but if Trogdor actually gets it, then he will catch up a little bit of time at least. And does he get it? Yeah, wow, actually very nice leap of fate from Trogdor. Wasn't even close to having anything like a failure. Does take a little extra time damage boosting here though. Ch0cman, are we gonna see any soft locks today? He looks to be fine so far. And no, this guy's just fine. Alright, there we have the first file skip of the day, everybody. Boom, 0 flies away. It's my favorite animation in the game where he just like goes boop, 0 bye. Trogdor is actually a little bit far on the left when we look at this position right now. I wonder if Vile jumps over him at the start of the fight, if he's not going to be out of range to hit him. Oh. Ch0cman with a pretty good Vile fight did take a single bonk from Vile. Vile actually is one of those fights here where it's very good to have maybe one health tank like Trogdor picked up, since a body bonk from Vile takes legit half of your HP. So if Ch0cman would take second hit, he would die, but Trogdor would actually be able to take 2 hits in case he got a bit of a bad pattern. And you see here the result of that as well. Ch0cman already low. And this also means that when you go into Kowanger fight, if you make any mistakes or Kowanger starts going all messy on you, it actually becomes a danger. But we'll just have to see. I don't expect them to have issues with this fight, especially when you take it like that. Ch0cman just abusing the walls. Because he's like, yeah, Kowanger can't climb, you're not a baboon. Nah, 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 nah. Trogdor actually going from a very sophisticated 2-stop double hit. I believe that's the appropriate name for this one. Could be wrong. Oh, nice dodge. And actually, yes, pretty good pattern there. Ch0cman refilled his HP on the way to Bow Spider. Bow Spider actually, even though I personally do not think he's a super difficult boss, and I actually think that she's really easy, is actually one of those bosses that really give a lot of players issues, because it's not that easy to read the pattern all the time, especially when she starts going really fast. So it kind of depends on players' general gaming experience, or just their talent for being able to quickly read things, or even multitask reading things. I have noticed that some people seem to have a really easy time with it, and I sometimes think that it's because of their previous gaming experiences. Like, if you play a lot of PvP games where you need to be able to see stuff quickly. Ch0cman is just fine now, has no issues with this. Did a really good job dodging the baby spiders and whatnot. Trogdor pretty much doing the same, having no issues. There we go. Clean bow spider for both of these guys. And I think we're still about the same time between both of them. We have a 44.78 Ch0cman land. .44. So yeah, that will probably be about the same. Still about 20 seconds. Like both players. Okay, Trogdor caught up, let's say like 2-3 seconds recently. So actually Ch0cman could be a really big deal here because they're close on each other still. And let's be honest here, Penguin and Eagle and Ranga, it's a lot of RNG. And I didn't count exactly how many, but I think I saw like 4 slides or so on Ch0cman side, or was it 5? And then I think that's like 2 so far for Trogdor. Oh, well. Slightly better RNG for Trogdor. That actually catches him up a couple seconds. The same is going to be a deal for Eagle if he gets a better Eagle. Ch0cman gets instant max dives and Trogdor gets like nothing. Although he already had a good Penguin RNG, so. So far, Eagle being nice. Oh, there we go. More dives for Eagle. Oh, Ch0cman misses a little hit here, I think. And see if Eagle's HP moved. Oh. It's kind of awkward to see people take hits on a... Okay, and Trogdor gets a 1-dive Eagle. Well, I mean, definitely got a better RNG here, so this will catch him up a lot of time, for sure. Because we see that 41, 42 Ch0cman's going into this door, and Trogdor is only 10 seconds behind anymore at this point. Simply, well, I mean, they're obviously executing well, don't get me wrong. It's not that this is all RNG, guys, but it does at this point make a big difference. And now, ooh, Ch0cman, he's in a bad position. Ooh. Oh! Ah! Ah! Oh my god! Oh, Jesus. I thought he was goner, not gonna lie. That were some clutch moves by Ch0cman there, but gosh damn, that was very nice. 30 on the teleport. And only like 8-9 seconds between the two of them. Like Ch0cman had Trogdor catching by like 15 seconds. Ch0cman gets Dillo skip. Trogdor has to get it too, or it's gonna be really hard to catch up. Oh, what? Okay, you don't often see people do that. Takes his time setting up. Ooh, okay, look a little bit close, but he got it. He got it. So good, but got the Dillo skip, and now it's all a bunch of boss execution, all in a row again. I hope everyone's excited for the easiest boss in the game. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Oh man, why am I even talking about this fight anymore? There we go. Chameleon's down. Twice. How hard was that? So, and with that we go on to Mandrill. There is a lot less RNG in these fights, but Mandrill, if he does punches, you can get messed up with the timing of your eye shot. Just like that, both players had it happen at least once. Trogdor gets a little punch in the face before he goes. Ch0cman picking up some safety HP before Octo, just to make sure he's gonna be fine. Trogdor opting not to, since he's still quite good on HP, to be honest. And yeah, Octo is actually probably the main source of RNG when it comes to Sigma 3. Wow, that clutch hit by Ch0cman through the right wall. Oh my gosh. Actually, this is starting to look really gosh dang close, because I think this fight actually got us even closer. Only like 5 or 6 seconds between the two runners anymore, but we'll probably opt into the safety HP, because you're not really allowed to make mistakes right now. If you think about that the other person is not going to make mistakes, then it just means if I mess up right now, I'm done for. Little smash on the butt for both of them, getting knocked to the floor. Oh, for a second I thought Trogdor wasn't really hitting anything, but sometimes on stream you can't see the tornadoes. Yeah, as the claw will decide it, likely. Well, not even entirely sure. There's a lot of people that, you know, if you get a nasty D-Rex pattern, if you get, if you somehow manage to mess up your Jedi fight, alright, and with that we see the explosion going, and we have 4 to 5 seconds between these two players. So given that they do not make any errors on Valgarder and Jedi, this is very likely going to be a claw decided race. So everyone light your candles to get go on your RNG for your favorite runner. If you think a candle's not gonna cut it because you know your buddy's got some serious bad luck at times like these, just put your house on fire if you have to, but we're gonna need it out here. The disclaimer, do not actually put your house on fire, that's not good for your health. So there we see Valgarder down for Ch0cman. And for Trogdor as well, that's pretty good. Good start for both. Trogdor did take a hit, Ch0cman did not take a hit. By the way, people of the chilling community, Ch0cman, is that a reference to chocolate or because he likes to choke runs? Just curious. What is he doing? Oh, boat runners I think have messed with their Jedi patterns. Oh wait, never mind. I don't think Trogdor did actually. I am really curious as to what. What the? Okay, we have a Jedi Sigma kill, everybody. Oh boy, it's a popular Chilean snack bar. Oh wow. Things you learn while you're commentating the speed. Light up your firstborns for Trogdor. All right, everybody, let's see. Do we get instant? Okay, Ch0cman gets blocked by the claw. Trogdor gets up. Oh, that's back claw. Trogdor can actually take a hit. Ch0cman cannot. Oh boy, this is... No! Ch0cman dies! Woo! It's yours, Trogdor. Have it. It's free. Well, okay, maybe not. Okay, well... Okay, Trogdor finishes in first place with an official time of 33:39, and gosh dang it, that was close. Unfortunately, Mr. Snackbar went down, and we'll have to give him a minute to refill his HP and get to this final fight, but... Wow! Speaking of keeping us on our toes here, these two. Woo! It's worth that baby. Next, he sacrifices his firstborn baby to get Trogdor in for a first victory in his best of 3. Everyone, that man is a hero. It wasn't Trogdor at all. It was his big fan over there. Whew. But let's be honest here, guys. This race was really close, and this is a best of 3. And when you see a race going this close all the way, then I don't know. That just means that we have a lot of good stuff coming up right there. Ch0cman taking a free dog. Oh my gosh. I hope someone took a screenshot of the fact that they both killed Jedi Sigma at the same time. I actually forgot to do it in my excitement. But oh my god. Really? That's just... Whew. I mean, we have to respect that this game is quite a few years old and it might have some older people already watching these races. We should tell these guys, like, please think of the potential heart attacks you're causing people by doing this. So Ch0cman actually got through Jedi cleanly this time. I believe he took a pretty big chunk out of his HP last time, and now he doesn't have to worry about anything. He should just like calmly try to relax, get up there, and get his claws kind of here at the start of the fight. Gives him a free hit, like, oh, I know I screwed you last time, buddy. Here, just have a free hit on my head. Oh, look at how nice this claw is. It doesn't barely gives him any. What did we see? 1 or 2 lightnings? Wow, if Ch0cman had this RNG in the first fight, he probably would have taken it. But yeah, sadly he did not. And he finishes in 2nd place for the first race with an official race about time of 36:03, which means that right now for this best of 3 we have Trogdor in the race with 1 and 0, but we have no clue where the hell we're going because holy crap, this was way too close, and if Ch0cman didn't die, this race would have been only seconds apart. I do think Trogdor was still slightly ahead at the point where Ch0cman died because he got a bit better RNG on his claws, but it was so dang close that, jeez. It would have been maybe like, what, 2 or 3 seconds off? Whew. If anyone did get a screenshot of the synchronized kill on Jedi, just get it in here somewhere. We gotta show these runners like, look what you're doing to everybody. Let me just check if the runners want a little break. Whatever it is, going in right away. Trogdor already had a couple minutes off, I guess, but maybe Ch0cman wants to have a short break, get some water. Trogdor is good to go again. I don't know about Ch0cman. Ch0cman did not respond yet. Perhaps his Alright. Looks like boat runners are actually fine with going again straight away. I would say, guys, you know, the intro is a couple minutes long. If you want to get some water or get some snacks or hug your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend, whatever, or your dog, I mean, I don't mind. Anything you love or need to have close right now in these dire times where your favorite runners have to cut it really close to win. Go and do that now. You have a minute or 2 before we, let's say a minute or 3.5 before we get back into Penguin stage with the dash boots. Intro usually doesn't cost too many things to go wrong, usually, but don't take my word on it. So now would be a good time for you to look at refilling everything you need for race number 2. Refill those real life sub tanks and HP bars. Okay, I see that the boat runner is already up, so we will be going again soon. So everyone, please put on your party hats, your high pads. And honestly, get in some copy pastas or anything, because you know it's really close. That you know, a lot of runners say this after races too, that the chat can really help them, because often these runners do have the chat open, and you know it's like watching Tokyo GDQ choke it away. But you know, the only reason that he managed to finish the run was because there was like a couple hundred people going Tokyo, Tokyo. So for you guys as well, I mean, if you have a really close race going on and you want to help your favorite runner out, get in some copy pasta, spam the crap out of this chat to be like, oh, you can do this. Like, if you're very lucky, we're not gonna ban you for doing that as well. I mean, well, I mean, we probably won't, because supporting runners is always a good thing. Just do it. That we're actually off to race 2, and while we're in the intro, I am going to take a very short mic break because I need to have a drink to keep myself talking all the time. So with that, I'm going to leave you to a minute of sweet, sweet intro team song music. Alright, I'm back. That actually took longer. It looked like 5 seconds longer than expected for me to get back, because I legitimately forgot where I had to mute myself. Go me! How can you do a proper job commentating when you don't even know where the mute button is? Technology is hard, everybody. Anyway, meanwhile, we do see that the boat runners are right back to the penguin stage, and well, frankly said, this looks just like race 1, where it's like, what, a half second between the 2 runners. So it's probably gonna be quite close again for most of this race. And with that, we're picking up our dash boots once again. Dash boots for life. Most high item in the universe. So we see them slightly apart here in the stage, but everything's gonna be quite minor. Go snowboard section. Oh, Trogdor gets a little snowball to the face, and so does Ch0cman. one of the few things in life that even in real life people do not generally mind them too much. Getting thrown to the face with it. From my experience, snowballs are a thing people do not always mind getting it in the face. And candy as well. I speak from experience. Oh, Ch0cman, careful. Penguin is actually, generally speaking, an easy boss casually. He's just hard to do fast, but it doesn't take away that he hits like a freaking truck. But we see an almost synced kill here. Ch0cman slightly faster, but not much apart. Like 2 seconds, so that's a really good start. Both having low 50 kills is pretty race worthy. And with that, we go to Ch0cman. Ch0cman actually one of the stages that is more likely to make a difference compared to some other stages. You have stages like Mammoth that are really straightforward, whereas if you run through the Ch0cman stage, because it's so technical and fairly difficult, it can really cause some issues for runners. And it's actually one of the few stages difficult enough to make a difference outside of the boss fight. So, look. That's exactly what I mean, because Trogdor takes a little hit there, gets bonked off the ladder. Yeah, and that cost you a couple seconds every time, and oh. Trogdor practicing his aiming skills with that shotgun ice. And Ch0cman is on to the climb now. Followed up closely by Trogdor. Both looking pretty clean so far. They use slightly different strats, but no big deal. Let's see if Trogdor actually gets his inside climb right this time, because he had a bit of issues here last time. Ch0cman got through nicely. Oh, look at that. Trogdor last time only on 3 HP versus Ch0cman. Was just fine, but the game was like, you know, we bullied you last time, we'll give you some extra HP this time. Ch0cman gets into the dance nicely. No big deal. Excuse me, that was... Oh. Ch0cman, careful. Careful. Oh, careful. The synced Ch0cman kill everybody. Okay, slightly faster Trogdor, but look at those explosions. Actually, Ch0cman had a bit of issues there. It looked pretty scary for a second as he lost his dance with Ch0cman. There's actually a couple ways for that dance to end early. Most of the time, the dance, if properly executed, will simply be Ch0cman in his RNG pattern at some point just stops attempting to grab you and says, okay, it's teleport time now. However, it can also be the runner's mistake. If you jump before he actually attempts to grab, Ch0cman is just gonna stop there and be like, I can't grab you when you're up there. And then he's either gonna stop and start teleporting, or he's just gonna dash straight through you and give you a body bonk or anything like that. But most of the time, proper execution means it's Ch0cman stopping the dance, but can be different. So, well, I mean, it could be super exciting. I don't know if you were here for race 1 or not, but in race 1, we had a synced kill on Ch0cman, and yeah, well, it doesn't get any closer than that. Now we have the reappearance of Chameleon. I actually feel sad for this boss. I mean, since it's just an execution every time, they should honestly remove this boss from the game in the next patch and just add 30 seconds to everyone's timer and be like, look, that's it, alright? You don't have to slaughter this poor chameleon every single time. We know it's easy enough. And with that, we're gonna go on to Eagle. Just a mini reminder that boat runners do take the same route as we saw in game number 1. They do not diverge from each other's path, so it's really easy for us to track how they are doing compared to one another. Also, excuse me for 1 second, but I need to blow my nose, so I will leave you without the commentary for just 1 moment while I do that. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. Sometimes your nose gets in your way. And with that, what does Eagle do? Eagle dives for Trogdor. Eagle also dives for Ch0cman. No, he only does 1 dive for Trogdor. He does a lot of dives for Ch0cman. Well, slightly better RNG for Trogdor once again. I do believe that even in game 1, Trogdor had the better end of some RNG in the fights, like in Sigma 2, where he really caught up quite a lot of time. And you know, when boat runners PBs and times are very, very close together, like in this case, it actually matters. We will not say that RNG determines the winner, because eventually you still need to be able to play well. So it's not like I'm trying to say here that Trogdor didn't deserve that win, but you know, it can really make a big difference in this game. Like, RNG really can catch you up a lot of time in some of these fights. If you're slightly behind or slightly ahead, Dillo, Penguin, Eagle, Toner Slimer, they can all set you back on your opponent's track when you're slightly behind. Oh, Ch0cman, that is a really annoying pattern to do when Toner Slimer goes bouncing. Oh, look at that, we're almost synced. That's amazing. It's so beautiful. Oh, never mind. Slight errors will keep these runners neck on neck. Trogdor had some issues finding his ladder in the dark there, looks like. Although I do have to mention, for a lot of people who think, oh my gosh, these runners are so good playing this game in the dark. On your TV or your emulator or anything, I know we can't see it on the stream, but normally players will always have their settings in such a way they can still see the stage. Like, the stage is not entirely 100% black for a runner. Ooh, Ch0cman taking a lot of damage there. Oh. Oh, a little awkward thing that happened there with Trogdor passing through Mandrill in the middle of the air. But, oh, look at that, look at that. Boat runners still neck on neck. It's like these two are just a newly formed couple, right? Ch0cman x Trogdor, and you know what new couples do? They don't leave each other for like a minute, and that's kind of what this race looks like right now. And with that, we're gonna go off to Delos Amusement Park. Hop on a cart ride, everybody. It's free. You might want to try and dodge the enemies, though. It's a little bit dangerous. It has to be like the backside of things being free, right? Trogdor actually, I didn't see this in race 1. He probably did it there too, but goes for the sub tank phantom grab. That's actually nice to see that people attempt this in these races, because let's be fair, if you can actually get this phantom grab, it would not lose you a lot of time to try it, but it would be a huge advantage if you got the Sigma, because you didn't lose time grabbing it, or hardly anything. But just in case, you do have a safety to back you up in case anything goes wrong in the Sigma fight. And here we have the cart ride again. Oh, there's one of them nasty birds spawning again. Ch0cman nicely jumped over it. I hope Trogdor remembers from race 1 that he had a little issue here. Oh, there we go. Doesn't get bonked this time and forced into the pit. Actually, come to think of it, Trogdor in race number 1 did make a nice comeback from that mistake, because that cost him like a lot of time. Oh, look at that. We have good RNG on Dillo here. Normally a claw hit, I believe, is 8 damage, so 2 claw hits will kill you. If you take a hit from Dog or Jedi, a single lightning will kill you, because standard you have 14 HP and lightning does 12, and I believe a claw does like 8. Trogdor did take extra HP, but I'm not sure if it adds, well, let's see, you start with 14. There's a couple sub-tanks that add 3 HP, I believe, instead of 2. But I think it depends on the amount of sub-tanks you've picked up. And I don't really want to sit here and count the number of those little lines right now. Let's just assume that Trogdor can take 2 claw hits, but he cannot take like a claw and a lightning. So depending on what hits him, he could potentially take 2 hits before he has to sub-tank. Okay, Trogdor having a little bit of issues with that submarine there. This allows Ch0cman to run out a little bit. Alright, Vita goes down, Octo pops in. Nice pattern for Ch0cman so far. Very good, very good. Nice, a 47 kill. Let's see what time we have the kill for Trogdor. Trogdor, actually, you should look at this. He does very nice execution on the dodging those missiles. 1802, so we're 15 seconds apart between 2 runners right now. Tanks, do you mean? Oh yeah, hard tanks. Yeah. Oh, Ch0cman, why did you go to Penguin? Because he just felt like chilling out for a while. I'm so sorry, I'm bad at making puns. I tried. Now he goes back to burning New Mander to make this a hot speed run. Alright, and with that, going into the final stage of the 8 maps here for both these runners. Buster only strats for the Ch0cman. Trogdor prefers to go around with some C-Sting. And we have conveyor belts. Not too much that you really need to worry about with the conveyor belts, except that the enemy drops that are there can potentially slow you down a little bit, depending on which ones you get. And there we go, 21 and 22 into the Mamadors. And yeah, yes, after there goes the 15 seconds. This is these are like little mistakes. It's being slightly too early on your inputs and stage select can just cost you quite a bit of time. And it's actually, if you want to be too fast, oh, look at that, almost a thing to kill. If you try to be too fast with your stage select, what usually happens when people miss stage select is that they start inputting before the game is registering your inputs. So he had to go down right to go to Mammoth, but he ended up just going right. So probably he pressed the down button too early, causing him to go to Penguin instead. If you actually realize before pressing the enter button that you were wrong, personally, I wait like a fraction of a second after I do my directional inputs before applying a stage select, especially in these races, because it allows you to double check, like, did I get it right? You don't want to go and miss a stage select in a race like this. Especially here with Trogdor and Ch0cman, like, they're really close to each other. These 15 seconds can make a big deal. We saw it last time as well. Race number 1, they were so close to each other that those 15 seconds would be the difference between who won that race had Ch0cman not died. Because, okay, Ch0cman died and it ends up being a 2.5 minute difference. But at the same time, you need to think, if Ch0cman doesn't die, those 15 seconds make your deal. And yeah, actually that was a really good leap of faith again. I did mention it in race number 1, that Trog had a really nice leap of faith. It's very clean, nowhere close to failing. And even though leap of faith might not be the most impressive thing when you're looking at, ooh, an extra body bog there from Vile for Trogdor, and wow, both these runners really took quite a beating from Vile. Vile is quite an aggressive character to fight. It's a really short and explosive fight, but yeah, if you smash into Vile a couple times, that really hurts. With that, we're gonna see. Do we have anyone here doing any Coanger skips? No? Oh well. A lot of people will be disappointed, but probably the better choice when I hear this, because yeah, both of them have 4 HP, so if Coanger grabs either of them, they're dead. Getting thrown to the ceiling costs 4 HP. And that was pretty... Ooh, Ch0cman. For a second I saw that animation of the grab go. Oh, but he was in time firing a shot, so no biggie there. Trogdor tries to farm HP, doesn't get any. So he has to have the legendary damageless spider, everybody. It's your new hot memes from AGDQ commentary. Spam it everywhere. So far he's doing well on that. Doesn't get any babies, that really helps. Usually the biggest difficulty about Bow Spider is if she throws out a lot of babies, and it really makes people struggle because you need to avoid those while you're reading the pattern. And so far, Trogdor, no babies, so that's really good. Ah, just for the last one. Oh. Was a very good fight for both of these players. Neither took a hit. 2 times top tier damageless spider. Tweet it out to all your buddies. Alright, with that, off we go to Sigma 2. Sigma 2 in race 1 made quite a difference because, yeah, RNG is very, very big in this stage. I don't doubt that boat runners are good and know how to do this stage fast. However, there's just things you don't control on this one, so we'll have to see what happens with that. I'm not drunk. I don't even drink. Okay, I do drink, but very rarely. We have, I believe, yeah. Was that a one-slide penguin for Trogdor? Jeez. That was really good RNG for both, actually. With that, we're gonna race on to the next bit of RNG. Let's see what we get there. Boat runners actually, oh, Ch0cman jumped to the ladder but forgot to grab it. Oh, actually he gets a couple of very nice gap jumps. Gap jumps in the different X games are kind of finicky. If you do gap jumps in X2 and X3, the gaps of the ladders are a no dive eagle for Trogdor. What is this with this guy? Like, seriously, did he just put holy water all over his cartridge before starting this game or something? Like, I don't want to say that Trogdor is winning purely based on RNG, but god damn, this guy has some good RNG. Jeez. Like, holy crap, dude. Like, he had, I think he had a one-slide penguin on top of it. Ah, look, there we get green eyes into the nose. Okay. And he doesn't get the one cycle. Alright, alright. He is paying for his good RNG. With a whole bunch of green eyes as well. Oh my god, more green eyes for Ch0cman too. Alright, Trogdor with I believe it was a 53 kill. Ooh, be careful with that nose, Ch0cman, because... Alright, 53 and a 50, no, sorry, and an 0-2 kill. So we're about 10 seconds apart. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying, Files. You get it. You get it. But I mean, it's part of the game, don't get me wrong. It's just, wow. Trogdor is still a really good, still a really good runner, but well, actually almost got pushed into the door there. So here he loses a bit of time that Ch0cman is catching up. 39 into the chameleon door, and 45 into the chameleon door. So we're at 6 seconds apart. This is like, let's say, 5 seconds or so caught up by Ch0cman from Trogdor not getting the skip right away. And we do have to be looking at it that Trogdor did not die or did not log the camera, so he was able to reset his attempt at doing this, but oh, takes a little bong there on the way to Mandrill. And this is just the same as race 1, guys. This is so close to each other, it's ridiculous. Both runners are executing really well and neck at neck, not leaving each other's side. Like, they're usually on the same screen like half of the time. There's a fight apart between them, and it's not even an entire fight, it's like half of the fight between them. Sheesh. Oh, Trogdor gets eaten by a fish. That fish was really... and he takes the detour for that HP, even though he only needed like 3 health. That's really awkward to go up there just for 3 HP, but Perhaps he's trying to make some new memes for himself. It's like, I wish people would meme about things I do as well. We can call this the top tier backup HP or something. I don't know. So actually, look at that synced octopus. Oh my god, we're back in sync, everyone! Oh my gosh, what is this? Okay, everyone, please call up your insurance companies and tell them, look, I'm probably gonna go to the hospital soon with a heart attack because this race is just too much for me to take. And Trogdor takes more safety HP, and Chog was like, no, I don't want to lose time refilling my HP. It's milliseconds, but I need this time. Oh boy. Mammoth popping up for both, pretty much synced at this point again. What is this with these two? Okay, Trogdor gets a slightly quicker kill on Mammoth. Yeah, Mammoth. But you just have to go all our way over the conveyor belt. Well, that matters too much. Well, there's 2 seconds between these two guys now, so basically we're gonna have another game that if they do not mess up here, or with Dog or Jedi, that this is a claw deciding game. Alright, really tight on the kill there. We're like, what? 3 seconds apart? Yeah, the world record is 31:13 by Akiterio. Akiterio is also still in this tournament, so if you're looking for some really good people, look out for that one as well. We still have some of the top tier runners going strong here. There's still, like, I believe from the top 5, everyone's still in here. Someone get this Ozma the cat alley. Oh my god, I like it. Oh. Oh wow, that's straight up fire attack from the dog while he's not even near the wall. Oh, Trogdor takes a hit. And oh, so does Ch0cman. So, Ch0cman did not take any safety HP, right? This means that right now, Ch0cman is in 1-hit kill range for a lightning strike from Final Sigma. Oh my god, look at this again! Again! It's not as synced as first time, but god damn it. I don't want it. Oh my gosh. Really? Get your claw and G prayers ready, boys. Do we get up on both sides? Trogdor gets blocked. First time it was Ch0cman getting blocked. Alright, Ch0cman already doing his hits. Trogdor. Ch0cman gets a lot of lightning there, and you need to be careful. 1 hit here is gonna kill him. Oh, he deals with that so nicely. Oh no, he falls off. Trogdor. Trogdor. Oh, Ch0cman took a hit. Oh my god. Trogdor takes race number 2 and first place in this best of 3 with a time official of 33:18, and Ch0cman takes second place with a race time of 33:23. Oh my gosh. Wow, I feel a little bit sad for Ch0cman because those claws were very unkind to him. Oh my. Jeez. Wow. Well, I mean, I did say RNG plays a part of this game. But let's be fair, you still need to execute. And without that, you, I mean, let's be fair. For example, Ch0cman went to the Penguin stage. If he doesn't have that, that 15 seconds makes up for everything. Yeah, I mean, it's really close. You cannot blame it all on RNG, to be honest. That would be a little bit unfair. I mean, both runners did their best and they played a really good game. And sadly, it's just part of the game. We'll just have to accept it. Anyway, let's I do believe I casted for Ch0cman before and that he declined interview because his English isn't the best, but I will see if he wants to. Yes or no? Also have some bad news because apparently I just opened Discord and we apparently have a forfeit of a race going on in the bracket where Tiki will be forfeiting his race against Ducky Terry. Alright, apparently we're not having a post-Chow interview with these guys because Ch0cman does not feel so comfortable with his English, and Trogdor apparently has to pass. So I'm just gonna inform them of their Sync Jedi's kills on boat races. And with that, I'm actually gonna go and plug some stuff here. First of all, we have the runners, both of them. They played as well as they could. Please follow these runners. I know that Trogdor is not as much on X1, I believe. I saw him play recently, but I'm not sure what his speed project is right now. However, I did see Ch0cman doing a lot of X1 runs, so if you like to see a lot of X1 runs, give him a follow. If you want to know what Trogdor is up to, follow him anyway. You never know. He has quite a few speed games, and I'm sure he will be able to entertain you with something. There's me, commentary, because, you know, there's me. Then, of course, there's the MMX tournament. If you want to look at the challenge, you can see all of the bracket there. And there's the MMX schedule, the second link, where you can see all the upcoming matches. The first bracket round does have to end by the end of this week, so you can expect quite a few matches to be popping up. Personally, I will be playing tomorrow against Bear, and the Ikaru versus 2-stop game will, I believe... be played tomorrow at 4 o'clock EST. There are also VODs to watch. If you want to rewatch any of this, then you can always go for that. And with that, I'm going to take a quick look. This means Trogdor advances to round number 2 of the brackets, and he will face the winner of the match Double Stop versus Ikaru. And the other races that need to be done this week are Butterfinger versus Infinite Combo. That is Jenny. Yeah, Jenny. Forgot his full name for a second there. Reeps versus Hazy Perspective, EAB Taz Rayul versus Star Surfer, and NRG Zam versus Brugeman. Those are the races still to be played in round 1, and those all have to be played this week, so you can definitely still find some action going on this week. And then starting from next week, round 2 will be up. Round 2 already had 4 people who got a bye from race 1, as they were the top 4 runners from the group stage. These were Walrus Prime, Tokyo 90, Colonel Fatso, These names should be familiar to you guys if you watch GDQ race. And Nero X2. With that, I'm also gonna, I believe it is just a schedule, plug you the schedule of the speed gaming chat, speed gaming channels. Let me actually take a quick look at what is going on now as well. I see Speed Gaming 1 has a Zelda 1 randomizer. Yeah, there's a Zelda 1 randomizer. That's all I see right now. I'm not sure what is coming up here soon. With that, I do think that... Oh, I still have to thank, of course, Fiesel for restreaming here today, as well as the entire Speedy Gaming crew for always being there on time, warning us that we have to be here, do our races, get everything done on schedule. So thanks to those people as well. And with that, I think I will probably see you guys tomorrow during my own race or whenever I do some more commentary. So thank you everyone for watching. Go watch Speed Gaming 1 if you want to see a lot of speed gaming content. If you want to see more X1, I see there's quite a few people online from our community right now attempting to BB. Feel free to look at that as well. With that, I'm gonna be out. It's past midnight, and well, I'm gonna go do something. So, good night everybody. Thanks for watching, and remember, talk to your insurance about these races and your potential heart attacks when you really need to have your stuff reviewed. It's not healthy. Good night.